Hello all. I'm happy to see you. I'm glad you're all here. Oh, I lost my screen here. So, hello everybody. I'm glad that you're all here, and not many people there yet, but I'm there's son of a green card. Hi Rook. Hi Patricia, Donald, and Whitehead. Hi. And Christina, I see here, Sean, and Adam for now. So, yeah, today we have our big detox day. Had a lot of stuff to do. I was awake till, well, usually I go to bed around 7 o'clock in the morning. And this morning I was busy reading up on stuff because obviously I need to back up my claims. And that took me 6 hours because then I dug into neuroscience and everything. And I found so much new stuff that, well, I'm not going to share yet because I need to research further. But yeah, very interesting all. And hey, Kate there, Laura, great to see you all. So yeah, today I want to cover how I do my detox. But first, obviously, I want to explain how it works. Like when you research, and it's the same thing you do with your health. When you need, I see that my internet connection is unstable. Do I still have a clear connection? Well, I hope so. Anyway, so yes, yeah, research. So I do research just like I do with you regarding the health department. So I want to just know what's going on, and I research mainly also in alternative healing. So we could okay, froze for a moment. Yeah, thought so. And but anyway, I want to personally, I always want to understand how it works, because if I don't, then I forget about it, and understanding stimulates the motivation to heal, right? So I'm going to explain things a bit in Mickey Mouse language as well. And I'm not a doctor, we are not doctors. And when a doctor explains you something, it comes with a lot of difficult words that nobody understands. So we're going to talk about that a bit as well. So in order for everybody to understand how it works, understanding is half the battle. And if you have a visual picture of whatever you want to do and what you're going to learn about healing, then it's also much easier to understand, to remember how to do things and why you have to do them. Otherwise, somebody can say to you, oh, you need a detox. Oh yeah, 3 months later you're like, oh, somebody told me something about a detox. Yeah, whatever. So you're going to forget about it. And so that's why it's so important to explain how it works and why it is necessary. Now, hi James, good to see you. So yeah, I slept quite little, and well, actually no, I didn't sleep little. I just slept until like 1 hour ago. So I had to hush and run, and I just stuffed my face with food, and and well, that's how it goes. So is everybody in there? Because yeah, I'm going to start. What I want to first explain is that we're dealing with two things here. Now, the one thing is called mucoid plaque, which is in the intestine, which I'm going to read about. I'm going to share my screen so you all can read with me in case I, use the wrong words or I pronounce them wrong, so you won't understand what I'm saying. And it is very, very important that you understand what I'm explaining here. Now, the next thing is parasites. Now, we have so many types of parasites and bad bacteria. So it's very important to know what this is about and, well, like I said before, why it is important. So let me start sharing my screen. And I don't have my glasses on, so I hope I'm able to actually read. Wait 1 second. There we go. Hmm. One moment. There. Here we go. So I hope you can all see this. Now, what is mucoid plaque? Let's start first by explaining. One moment. Yeah. So here you can see re-educating yourself, a repair of the gut wall, which is this, a rebuilding our brain-gut connection. So in your gut, there is a connection to your brain. And so this is very important, which I'm going to explain more about later. Restoration of the bowel mobility, rebalancing of the gut bacteria, and removal of excess waste, irritants, and allergy triggers. Now, here it is. So, what is mucoid plaque? Over the years, people have been eating too much of the wrong foods like starch, grains, wheats, meats, protein, and also addicting mucus-forming foods. Dairy products have overtaken the majority of what your average human consumes on a daily and even meal-to-meal basis. Many people are completely and blissfully unaware of how much they are inflicting damage to their colon every time they consume these foods that appear harmless. Though many years of working with the clients, is this woman writing, or man, I don't know, on healing their countless health issues and diseases. I strongly believe, as all the true natural healers before me, that one can most often find the cause of disease in the colon. Well, I discovered it as well. And yeah, that is correct. The colon is a very sensitive organ. It comes into direct contact with every food, drink, and medication we may consume. It is made of a mucosa or tissue that produces mucus. Mucosa is tissue that is reactive and protective. So the mucosa, in an attempt to protect the G tract, which is, I think, a gastronomical intestine, well, the colon, from the acidic foods mentioned above, forms a layer of thick rubbery mucus called mucoid. Right. Need to warn you, if you're eating, you might want to look away soon because you get a picture that shows this plaque. It's not a nice sight. So just a warning. Yeah, the mucosa, in an attempt to protect that, okay, mucus plaque is found in almost every colon. With working with clients, I have seen it come out of about 80% of people that have done serious work on cleaning out and healing their colon. Not everyone will have mucoid plaque, as many factors are at play at whether someone forms mucoid plaque, genetics, what their diet consists of, especially when they were younger, what their constitution is, and what health the tissue of their colon is. And if they are dealing with any health issues or disease of the bowel, you may be wondering exactly what effect does this mucoid plaque have in our bodies? Why would we want to detox mucoid plaque out for our health? And exactly how can we do so? Now, as mentioned earlier, mucoid plaque forms from the mucosa of the body in response to the consumption of acidic foods like wheat, gluten, meat, proteins, dairy, grains and starches. Acidic foods and acids in general destroy the integrity of the tissue of the body, causing organ and gland breakdown and eventually failure. The body is very intelligent and does its best in every moment to keep you alive. Mucus is one of the stellar ways it does this. Indeed, some mucus formation in the body is necessary and okay, but only to a certain extent. So the problem becomes when people continuously eat these foods that cause mucus production and do no diet change to truly detox this thick, heavy mucus out. You see, mucoid plaque is a double-edged sword because on the one hand, it was formed by the body as a protective layer against acidic foods, but over time, this mucus suffocates the cells of the GI tract, which is the colon, causing tissue death and decay. Now, the diverticulum bowel pockets, that's the bowel pockets, prolapsing of the colon, malabsorption, excessive skinniness, and nutritional deficiencies and parasites. This causes the body to starve because this thick mucus in the intestine blocks the body's ability to absorb the full nutrition from the foods you eat. So you can imagine what that does. The removal of this mucus is absolutely necessary to restore the function and health of the GI tract and the entire body. Now, many people that have an interest in natural health may have come across the term mucoid plaque at one time or another. It is often associated with claims and what comes out of the body after a colonic. Many have, however, tried to debunk its existence by saying that mucoid plaque cannot be seen in the colon when someone is performing colonoscopy. Now, also, I'm going to add this in. It is also said that it might be a worm, a type of worm. Well, I know for a fact it's not, and you will understand that better soon. Now, many have different opinions on the topic of mucoid plaque, but I have noticed that people with these opinions stated above have not had any personal experience with mucoid plaque. This is because mucoid plaque is only finally released from the body when somebody has undergone deep detoxification. So people that have experienced this deep healing and cleansing process with the correct diet and herbs to dislodge this hardened mucus from the colon are still far few in between. It's true. It is unfortunate because this should be common knowledge. And as we are seeing the continued destruction and genetic weakening of the colon with generation, one thing is for sure though, once someone experiences their first mucoid plaque release, seeing this weird rubbery substance come out of them in the shape of their bowels, one cannot deny that it is real. And it is a huge cause of many diseases, which is so true because I've seen it. Okay, so the heavy mucus coating in the colon thickens and becomes a host of putrefaction. The blood capillaries to the colon begin to pick up the toxins, poisons, and noxious debris as it seeps through the bowel wall. All tissues and organs of the body are now taking on toxic substances. Here is the beginning of true auto-intoxication on a physiological level. So I hope you understand what that means, but I have the link also in the description, which you can see, you can read it again, so don't worry about that. Another way that a mucoid plaque has a negative effect on the body becomes clear when we see that the GI tract is a reflexive organ. In fact, when you were growing as an embryo in your mother's uterus, the bowels were the first tissue that formed. From this initial gastrointestinal that's what GI stands for. Gastrointestinal tissue sprung forth all the organs and glands of your body. Therefore, a lifetime connection remains between the colon and every other part of the body for that being. Let me check if I'm still here because, you know, you might never know what happens. Right. Okay. We can see this in play when looking at the colon through symptoms. A person expresses and analyzing the colon through iridology. I cannot even pronounce it. Anyway, if there are obstructions in certain parts of your colon, like the transverse colon, for example, this toxicity is directly fed into the head and brain area of the body. Upon analyzing someone's eyes through iridology, I'm going to say it like that, I often see that those with congested transverse colons develop dark lesions emanating from the pupil and into the prospective brain area. So from the eyes, It affects also, I mean, from the brain, you can read it off from the eye. I have other links for that as well. This is one of the most common iris signs and colon issues facing people today. Now, here you see the iris, and on these markings here, people that are trained to this can see any disease that you have. So these lesions are often seen going through the glands in the brain, upper portion of iris, which is on the top. Like the pituitary gland, the master gland of the body, and the pineal gland, known as the gland of rest and the seat of the soul. Very important one. Having lesions in these areas can lead to problems like insomnia, hormone issue, reproductive issues, skin pigmentation problems, pain disorders, and more. These lesions going up to the brain are toxic tunnels that feed toxicity from the colon directly to the brain. A great example of this in play is when someone suffers from brain fog, depression, or headaches when they are constipated. If these lesions get extremely deep, they may even be picked up by CT scans, although not always, depending on the level of degeneration of the tissue. Luckily, through examination, examining the eyes and symptoms of the person that is ill, one can see what areas are weak and causing the body health issues. Matters of the colon are a real issue and one that absolutely must be worked on in a healing protocol. The body is connected as a whole and it cannot heal any other way. All weaknesses in areas of deep toxicity must be addressed in order for the body to truly reverse health issues. For those with health issues, such as these, it is strongly recommended to work with an experienced detox specialist. Gonna talk more about that. That will piece every part of the puzzle together. Now, going on, in order to heal the body, truly heal the body, one must not neglect the GI tract. It is the trunk of the tree. All the organs like the liver and gallbladder and the pancreas are but branches of this main tree, the colon. Common symptoms associated with toxicity of the GI tract are backaches, insomnia, depression, headaches, constipation, abdominal gas, hemorrhoids, menstrual pain, abdominal, again, gas, skin problems, chronic fatigue, asthma, arthritis, and so on. Those are a lot of diseases. As you can see, having a major toxicity mucoid plaque in the colon can lead to an entire host of health problems. To heal issues, one must heal the corresponding organs. And one must first start by cleaning the GI tract of lymphatic wastes. Now, I know many people have also lymphatic problems. This is directly connected. Only then the liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas can be fully cleaned of obstructions and acidosis. That same goes for congestion in the head and the brain or any health issues in the upper portion of the body. To allow the lymphatic system to drain mucus and acids, the colon must be fully detoxed. The colon is one of the main channels of elimination of the body, next to the kidneys that allow for infiltration of the lymphatic system. Now, this is also a link, so once you go to that side, you can click there and read on. Most people carry an extra 30 pounds of old fecal matter, mucus, parasites, and acids within their GI tract, completely unaware that this is the cause of many of their health issues. Not only are these obstructions caked directly on top of the wall of the colon, but they are also within the colon wall. Colonics cannot reach the lymphatic stagnation within these walls as water does not have the penetrative and astringent power to pull mucus and waste from within the walls. It is the acidosis, obstructions, and toxicity within the walls that creates the environment that destroys the colon, and not only the colon, by the way. This then manifests into health issues like chronic constipation and diarrhea, as well as inflammatory bowel disease like Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. It is of utmost importance to know how to clean the bowels of these obstructions in order to truly regain complete health and vitality to the body. A raw food diet high in fruits is the only diet powerful enough to move the lymphatic system and detox mucus and acids out of the colon. However, we as a society have dug ourselves into a very deep hole. I cannot tell you how many prolapsed and chronically toxic colons I come across daily in the people that come to me for healing. Our poor diet and genetics have led us to removing mucoid plaque out of the body and rebuilding the tissue of the colon. Now, I'm going to scroll on. If you're eating, you don't want to see this, just watch away because this is what it looks like. So, as you can see this picture here, this is literally the form of the colon, and it is glued to your colon. And so only with a specific type of detox, you can release that. Now, and that is also what keeps the whole wall of your colon from taking in all the good nutritions, but also the capillaries from the walls within the colon will actually take out all the toxins from this substance here that you see, and that spreads in the body. So can you imagine what that does? And then everybody is surprised that they can get better from all sorts of diseases. And on top of that, doctors or scientists don't want to research this because they think it's not important enough, and they even deny it. Now, who knows why that is? We all know, because it would actually solve a lot of problems and keep you from a lot of medication and years of trying to heal. Now, the most effective herbal formula at removing mucoid plaque from the colon is what I recommend to my clients. And now that's the whole, how she's going to explain that, how she releases that. Well, actually, let's read it. So what I recommend to my clients, this is not a formula that is found in a health food store due to its healing power and true detoxification effects. It must be taken with the proper knowledge and detox guidance in order to remove mucoid plaque from the body. Not completely true, because I also done it myself. It is an herbal formula that contains powerful yet gentle healing herbs that, when used in conjunction with the correct diet, begins to detox and heal the colon. Among the list of herbs in this blend are psyllium, husk, cascara, sagrada, plantain leaf, and slippery elm. It, however, takes a synergistic formula of several herbs targeted to detoxing and cleaning the colon. Well, yes, that's one method, by the way. One simply does not see deep cleansing and regeneration of tissue by only taking one herb. The herbal formulas sold in stores today cannot be compared to those that are available to detox specialists that really know how to heal the body from the depths of the worst diseases. I have helped many clients eliminate bucket loads of mucoid plaque to the point of the disappearance of their health issues entirely. Herbs are the natural, powerful medicine that are the true healers of the human body, and they must be used with intelligence and respect. What your herbal protocol should look like depends entirely on what organ, gland, and system weaknesses you are facing. So herbs are essential. The removal of this plaque changes you as a person. It opens your eyes to all the junk you have consumed in your lifetime, with the evidence coming right out of you. This is often enough to change one's eating habits for the better. For when you start to remove all the mucus and congestion out of the body, you are more reluctant to put it back in through poor food choices. If you have not removed these obstructions yet, you must accomplish this in order to heal the body. This can only be done through true detoxification. Now, back to my face. One moment. Sorry, need to. Now. Okay, here we are. So, how you like it so far? Yeah, so I've done this the professional way. That's how I started, actually. Sorry, I've got parasites. I already know. Anyway, so I went to a professional, colon colonic cleansing, which is called hydrocolon therapy or hydrotherapy. So what you do, you lie on a bed, they put two thingies in your bum, and they have a machine. So on the one side, there's going water in with the herbs, and it goes through your whole intestines, and on the other thingy, it comes out, and it goes in the machine as well. So there is no weird things going on there where you have to be embarrassed about stuff. But I've done 6 of them. Because it's alternative medicine, so your insurance doesn't cover it completely, obviously. Again, hang on, I need to refocus my camera. There we are back. So yes, what happened, the 3rd round, this is the biggest change I felt when I did the 3rd round. I cried, and I cried because I felt like the whole world fell out of my body, like boom, like that. And so that was the moment I realized that all your emotions coming from the gut, all your emotions are sitting there, and because of this plaque. And so if you do not get out of rid of that, you feel heavy, you depressions, anxiety, your mood swings, name it, it's seated there in your gut. And I noticed this immediately after the 3rd colon cleanse. It takes an hour. You sit there and you go every other week. You go there, and they do this cleansing, and the more you do, the better, because you want to get everything out. Now that was mind-blowing to me, because you only then do you realize where all your negative emotions come from as well, how you maintain your negative emotions. And so I felt so much lighter. I felt like I could laugh again. All the heavy, this is actually the first thing I did way before that surgery I was talking about. And so after that, I continued at home with enemas. Well, you can do that. I have a link from the Detox dude. He explains everything about it with all the products that he uses, all different sorts of products, and it is affordable that way. However, I do recommend doing a professional one if you can afford it. If not, the Detox dude does have his own methods, how he does it. And he explains everything about it. Funny thing is, he had the same as I had, the panic attacks, the severe anxiety, all that. He went to the Amazons, doing his what's it called, these drug things to try to get rid of his anxiety. Nothing worked. Just like for me, nothing worked. And both of us, him and me, both discovered the same thing. And he's completely rid of his anxiety and panic attacks. And I had a diminishing of at least 50% of that. Obviously, I also had medication still at the time and stuff, because once your gut is clean and you take, for example, antidepressants and all that stuff, which is actually made to be taken up in the bloodstream, so not from the gut. Now you get, actually, when it's clean, a double dose of that stuff, which in return, I discovered now, gives you a double dose of the serotonin or whatever you need to fix your anxiety and depressions. So you can imagine, if you don't know all stuff, and I had to just figure this out all slowly researching. Now, so that is the thing that explains what this does in the gut, and above that, we have all sorts of mental illnesses that I now this morning discovered how they actually are connected to this as well. Now, that's a whole different story. It has to do with the vagus nerve, vagus nerve, whatever. Article is also in the description for that. But you will find that well, I will explain that one day when I really am completely sure of what I found. But it might actually cure addictions. It might cure schizophrenia, any OCD, name it. And well, I'm not a doctor, but reading all that and doing my crash course in we call it neuroscience this morning, reading all these articles of studies and combining that with alternative, with this mucoid plaque, all of a sudden two and two came together and I figured, wait a minute. So, if we know exactly how this works, then we can do something about that. Now, obviously, doctors are not interested in solving your issues. All they are interested in is, they know now that serotonin, for example, is made in the gut as well. Forgot to tell that, but yes, your serotonin is made in the gut, goes through this nerve through your brain. Now, they have discovered that, obviously, and now they try to find medication to solve that again. Now, instead of actually watching what's going on in the gut for real, they do not do that because that would destroy the whole pharmaceutical industry. So therefore, it's going to be debunked by all sorts of scientists. If you're the type of scientist, or a scientist comes from a scientist background, it might be very difficult to believe, but for those of us awake, we know how it works. And so I had to figure this all out by myself. Now, what's next? Yes. Let me see, because I had something written down as well. Yeah, so psychological problems. Oh, yeah. So parasites will actually form into this mucus, and they actually hide themselves in there as well. And so we walk around with parasites, but you might not, in a sense that you get really sick from parasites, you might not. You might go along with parasites for years without actually getting sick. So, but most of us have these parasites and these bad bacteria, especially when you have this mucus plaque. So, with that, what does this do? It's your body is not able to absorb anymore all the good vitamins from your food. The body is busy fighting these toxins. It's busy fighting parasites. It's busy fighting these bad bacteria. But since it's there permanently, it keeps on fighting. Hence, when you do diets, you got the yo-yo diets, you never get back to, you always get fat again, or you don't lose your weight. Now, in other cases, you might temporarily feel better, but with whatever a doctor gives you, but it always comes back. You're literally fixing something that is a symptom instead of the core, the cause, the root of the problem. Now, another thing is that obviously through these blood vessels within the wall of your colon, all these toxins are also spread into the body. And so you can imagine that all other organs are being affected by it as well. If you even have, for example, a really extreme poor diet, and you never sports, and you do never anything healthy, it's obviously you get diseases. Plus, once you get the disease and you want to cure from it, you do not get the chance to do so because your body is still busy fighting these freaking parasites. And that's a vicious circle. And this is how, with a simple colon hydrocolon therapy, you can already eliminate a lot of that plaque. You can continue doing that at home through enemas, and they use green coffee for that. You can buy these herbs online. You can, although she said they're not, but I do recommend indeed for the first time, if you can afford it, right? If you cannot afford it, there is still a way to do it yourself, which is where the detox dudes come in, and he explains it. He actually made a profession out of it. So the alternative, he's got many ways, and every time he found something else again, and he puts it online, and he explains a lot more that is connected to all this. Now, I myself, did that colon cleanse, and then, like I explained, had the surgery with a big infection, and obviously already understood about the plaque. I needed to get rid of that infection. Now, I realized it was a while that I colon cleanse, so I needed to get rid of parasites again. Once this plaque is out, by the way, if you keep eating healthy, you keep your colon as well healthy. And so, but over the years, you know, if you're 40, remember, it starts from young age. With whatever you eat, it starts growing in your gut. So if you do it once, like really good, you can always maintain it at home. Now, parasites hate oxygen, and so this is why I use, for example, Oxy-Powder. Let me tell you, there is no promotional thing in here. I just buy this stuff myself. I do not have, any. I do not make any money on this. But this is the Oxy-Powder. Now I take these when I want to detox quickly. Just it's oxygen literally, and you can feel it. You take about 4 in the evening before sleep. In the morning, you go to the toilet and you go through at least 5 times. Well, you build it up till you go 5 times a day. What you will see is that it's not like, excuse me, the language, poo that's coming out, but all these parasites and, stuff like that's coming out, like, the plaque. I already did it, but then obviously you maintain it as well. At least I do that per year. Now, that is one thing. I wrote it down all in the description, so don't worry, you can check it out later. On top of that, I take oregano oil. That is this one, Bob's Best. I don't know if you can read it. Let me see that. It's oregano oil. Now, this is not just oregano oil. It's the essential oil, and it has 80% of I cannot pronounce that word, but it's the substance that is within oregano oil. It's carfochrol. Anyway, so that I put 5 drops in a little bit of water, put it on my tongue, keep it there for a minute, and then I just swallow it. And that will also fight your parasites. Now there is this one, Detoxadina. I put the whole brand of this in the description so you can check it out. They even have a whole package where you can do it all at once, liver, etc. However, for me, it's way too expensive, so I find my cheap ways of doing it. And so this one also works for the thyroid. So it cleanses, it keeps it all in balance. Now, on top of that, by the way, from that same brand, these are all from the same brands, the Oxy-Powder and Detoxadina, which is what's it called? Yodio? Yodio? I can't remember. Yodine, that's it. And this is Suntrax, which is my vitamin D, because I don't get much sun, as you know. And on top of that week when I do my detox, I slow juice. I put every fresh herbs in the slow juice, a bunch of them, including ginger. Well, name it. There are many of them. Detox Dudes, again, he has a lot of stuff that will help you there. And you put in, which I love because that stuff is always good, the 4 greens, which is the chlorella, barley grass, spirulina, and wheatgrass. Really, really good to detox as well. Now, on top of that, I have my NanoSliver. Now, my NanoSliver, I do have a link, but this is made in Holland. I love, love, love it. And it's all about the quality. Remember, you can read it in English. It has the Google translation within there. So you just click on the menu and then you can select English. However, there is a part that's still in Dutch. Scroll down and then you will read everything in English. However, the NanoSliver and the Nano Magnesium, both in bottles that protect from UVA, sun rays and all that. But this is, why is it called nano? Well, the particles are so small, like literally so small, it goes within the DNA. Now, what does silver does? Silver, in the beginning of the 1900s, all the Rockefellers closed all the holistic universities. Because yes, they were there once, because the medical industry came on and that made money. Holistic was not in favor for the banks, right? So at the time and before that, silver was used as a natural antibiotic. I never use antibiotics. I only use that. If I have a sore on my lip, for example, coming up, I just spray it on, and the next day, nothing. It's gone. There's not even a bit. I had an infection in my eye, which had to do with parasites. I put my drops in there and silver with the silver and did it for 4 days, and the whole infection was gone. Same with ear infections, name it, you can use it. You can take it a few, well, like a tablespoon in the beginning because you get really nauseous because obviously your body start working all this stuff within your stomach and in your gut and fighting these parasites. So you will get nauseous if you take a bit too much. So you need to get used to how much you take, and you slowly, you know, um, up the dose, let's say. So what did you say there? 15 parts per milliliter it is, right? Or microliter, what is it? Anyway, this one is, now here's the difference. This one has 0.114 and 5 nanometer. It's 5 nanometer. Now, what does it mean? Oh yeah, it's part per million, sorry. It's part per million. So this one is 15 parts per million. However, it's not about the quantity so much because you have them from 20 and 25 parts per million. However, the particles are still bigger. The bigger the particles, the less well they go within your whole system up to the DNA. You want to reach that because you can use gold. Gold is great for the DNA and for your hormonal system and for the brain, the brain hormones. That's where I use the golden for. Then there is the magnesium. Well, that one, I swear by it. I cannot live without it. Magnesium is great to actually make you feel better. Not only when you have, for example, do sports and you have muscle pains, you want to take your magnesium because, it keeps me away from muscle pain, after sports. And it fixes really quickly. I have sometimes people coming by and like, oh yeah, I'm sore. And I'm like, here. And so I give them my magnesium oil, which I make myself from the flakes that you have. You just put it in warm water and melt it, and you have this oil, and you can just rub it on your skin because your skin is your biggest organ, and it will and your won't hurt that much. And for the next day again, never overdo things, obviously, but that's a way. Internet connection is low. Let me check. Okay. I see I have a better internet connection now. So colloidal silver is the same, indeed. But colloidal silver, I always, I had that too. It's the white stuff, right? It looks like something specific. I prefer the nano mineral water though, much better because it is absorbed way better because it is such small particles. If you put okay, so here's another controversial about the nano silver mineral waters. If you're going to look it up on YouTube, there are certain people that say you need to put it in a glass. If you can see the laser beam through the glass, that's good. Actually, that's not, because when you see the laser beam through the glass, it means the particles are still reflecting, the light, and therefore it's still too big. And mine doesn't have that. Now, then you can say, yeah, they just sell me water. Well, the proof is in the pudding, when you use it. So I use it for everything, silver. If somebody's sick, they always come here and I just give them that. Now, magnesium, I use that for the muscles, but also for when you're feeling down, when you're a bit moody, I immediately notice it. If I don't take my magnesium, after a week, I really, really start being cranky and my mood goes up and down. So I do not live without my magnesium. By the way, this brand, I want to try and ask them if they want to be my sponsor. Now, a bottle like this costs about, how much is it? Well, they put up the price again because obviously everything VAT and stuff. But I think it's about this one is 100 euros. It's a is it 1 liter? Yeah, it's 1 liter. The magnesium is, I think, 60 euros. So I guess that's about what, $70. Anyway, so but I want to try and call them and see if I can have them as my sponsor, and that way we can have discounts and stuff like that, and maybe they can ship abroad, because you never know. Now that was about that. Let me see, another thing I use for the women out there with the hormonal thing for menopause. Instead of having your doctor give you the pill, which to me gave me lots of anxiety, so I never used the pill, I use this Fem Balance. It's actually an American brand. I forgot to put that in the description, by the way. And it's from Premier Research Lab. And I hope you can read that. Let me see if I can. Can you see that bit? Yeah, it's not very clear, but it's called Premier Research Labs Fem Balance FX. Premier Female Health Support. Now, this is my supplement I use for hormonal stuff when you're menopause or whatever, which I'm not anymore, but I still take it because, it does work. Now, what else do I have? Well, obviously, you've got your omega 3, EPA and DHA, which is a very good one. It's not cheap, I have to say, but it's worth it. Especially in the times when your immune system is a bit low, or you already have whatever disease. So that's about what I was going to cover about the detox regarding the parasites. So I recommend, because there's so many stuff around where you can actually get, what did you say? What product is the bottle she held up? Well, which one? You mean the hormonal thing? It's I will put it in the link. I forgot to put this one in, but this is an American brand, if I'm not wrong. Oh yeah, that's also great. Hang on, where's my glasses? Not here, obviously. Okay, I need to read it, otherwise I can see it. Let me see. So let me first see if I can actually show the bottle. There you go. You see that? This is what I use. And here, you see that? No GMO, it's vegan. Well, not that that is important for everybody, but it's completely natural. I love it, love it, love it. Who wants to have all that crap in their body anyway? So, hang on, camera is out of focus again. Whoa. Yeah, back. So, you can imagine that all these things, the reason that I now also, remember is that because I did this colonic cleanse, I didn't have that plaque anymore. So once I started then attacking all these parasites a year later, when I had my infection, this is when I kept the weight off. This is why I kept the weight off, but because now my body has all the energy to actually fight what it needs to fight, diseases and whatever there is. So is there anything else I said? Well, yeah, there's so many products that you can use, but I do recommend to just start also with this colon, and then you can, for example, within the colon cleanse, it depends where you go, and also the prices are different, because with some colon cleanses you can actually do oh, that's cheap actually, $390 for 6 sessions. Yeah, that's relatively cheap compared to where I was, but I had an insurance with a partial alternative health coverage. And so I needed to still pay a part. And so over a year, I had a certain amount. And then what I said to her, because this is what I like with alternative therapeutics, example, say, okay, I don't have the money for that, but I have an insurance, but it only covers a certain portion. So can we do just two um, receipts so we can separate them? And this is how I actually eventually didn't have to pay. Now, I don't know how that works for you guys, but yeah, here I really specifically, I change my insurance every year because it is cheaper somehow. And then I select very specifically what I want to do that year. So if I want something alternative, I make sure my insurance is really specified on that. And that way I don't have to pay it out of my pocket, all of it, but most of it I had to, you know. So, but yeah, and that's quite difficult because, like I said, I live on welfare, but I find ways to do it cheaper, obviously. And also now that I already did that at the time that I still had some money, um, uh, I did the biggest work I did at that time. So that's my lucky thing, because now I am able to just to maintain, so it doesn't cost me that much. Now on top of that, when I do a week of detox from parasites, yeah, I do my slow juicing with all the vegetables of the season. And I drink 2 of these glasses a day, and I make smoothies next to that as well, but I do not eat food. Why not? Because if you want to detox, you do not want to have your whole bowel movements and all that working on you as well. You just want to make it as simple as possible. And on top of that, you drink lots and lots of water. Now, I know this might be a controversial product for some, but I use it because I put in big jars my water, and it goes per liter. You put 1 milliliter of this stuff in it, and all stuff goes down to the bottom. All the crap that is in your water goes to the bottom. Then I add some silver into it, so it's clean, and I've got clean water. Now, this is an American brand as well. It's called ionic sulfate minerals, and it's from Adia Clarity. Write that down or pause it later when you watch it back. Now, that I put in my water. However, I know America has many more better ways to purify your water. You guys have these big thingies with a filter. We don't have that here. And it's ridiculous expensive if I need to get that out of America, so I use this. But if you're living in America, you have way better ways to get that clean water. However, we know, if actually, can I show that? No, I can't, unfortunately. I should have thought of that. When you see the jar where I put the water in, there are 5 liters. After I'm done, you can see at the bottom it's yellowish brown. I mean, that is old toxins, medications, stuff that your municipality cannot filter out if you drink water from the tap. Now, another thing is that if you buy water, bottled water, usually it's just dead. It's dead water. So you want to have your water alive, and that's the alkaline water. Yeah, reverse osmosis is another one. Well, there is plenty of research you can do regarding that, but make sure you drink at least 3 liters of water that week when you do that parasite detox. Very important, because you need to flush it out. It also comes out of your skin by sweating. You can actually accelerate it by using the sauna. I know it's not very much an American thing. I once took an American friend to a sauna, and everybody is nude there, men and women. For us, it's normal, but he was so shy. It was like, oh my God, I can't do this. But yeah, for us here in Europe, in the Nordic countries, it's very normal to have, saunas. And not in your bikini, no, just nude. And you take the really, really hot saunas where they use a towel and you sweat it all out, which is also a quicker way to get rid of all these toxins, right? During that week of detox. And because you take all these vitamins of what you call it, the slow juice, you still have your energy. You are you are being fed, so to speak. However, again, I do recommend it after you do the colon cleanse, obviously, because otherwise you keep fighting something that will always be there. But like I said before, if you do not have the money to go to one of those, you can do it yourself. Check out the Detox dudes. You do it with an enema, green coffee, and he knows what to put in it. And then you can do it yourself. I've done it for a long time myself as well. Plus, I had always a problem for not being able to go into the toilet. Is another way to actually, grow all that mucus in your gut very fast. And well, so that's one thing that is very, very important. And you will see, here you go. So my mother was here, yeah, for 2 weeks when I did my detox week, and she did it too. She had high blood pressure, she had high cholesterol, and she gained weight, which she couldn't lose. And she did it a few days longer because for me it was enough because I already did it before, so I couldn't go on. She was a bit weaker because when you lose all these toxins out of your body, you can get sick, and it's normal. It's not a weird thing. Don't think that if you do get sick, that it's because you have a reaction to whatever you take. Though I do recommend really researching first very well what you take, but um, because the toxins are all getting out, flushed out of your body, you get headaches. You probably feel a bit feverish, or well, not feverish, like a cold, like the Rona, but then different. Anyway, so yeah, you can feel you feel sick because it's normal. And remember, if you do it for the first time specifically, that's when you release the biggest toxins you've got there for all your life. So obviously, it's normal that you will react to that. You will be tired, so you need to sleep a lot that week. Uh, you might want to do it in a week off, especially because you have to go like 5 to 6 times to the toilet. And and at a certain point it's just not, it's not like your normal stool that you have. No, it's literally, you see literally only toxins and parasites and all weird kind of things coming out. So because you have only fluids that week, so obviously there is no poo involved, so to speak. Gee, I have an itch on my nose. Anyway, so any questions? Temperature where you work feels like a sauna. Yeah, that's usually not enough because you have your clothes on, and so all these toxins just stay on your skin. This is why a sauna is so important, yeah, and you can just flush it out so quickly. Yeah, it will go a lot quicker than that. Um, Yeah, if you do a sauna, like one of those hot ones, you go in ice water right after that because it closes the pores immediately. So it keeps all the cleanness inside, and the toxins that you just sweat out won't come back in. This is why it's so important you do the ice bath afterwards. I still hate it, but I know it's good. And usually it's 3 rounds of a sauna is very good. Do you think enemas at home are as effective as no, as the hydrocolon therapy? No, the hydrocolon therapy is much more effective because you're hooked on a machine with these 2 pipes in your bum, one where the water and the herbs come in, and at that moment your whole colon will be filled with that water, like I guess about 4 liters or whatever is in there. And so it stays much longer in there because you're hooked up to a machine. That is not possible doing that with an enema. However, when you do an enema and you use it with green coffee and whatever, then still it will have the same effect. Plus, if you do it simultaneously by taking, orally from the top other herbs and supplements, you can kind of have the same effect. But obviously, this is a much, it's a deeper cleanse. It doesn't mean that you cannot do it at home, but it just takes longer. And so the professional one is a bit more effective in a quick go. And so usually these professionals will tell you how many you need. So after a certain amount of what you call it, a certain amount of sessions, she will tell you, you know, you're okay now. You can, you know, you're almost there or whatever. So you will know. And obviously, many people in the medical world will tell you, no, it's dangerous. Don't do that. Well, you know, the proof is in the pudding. Also, with the stuff that you take, it's all natural. So you cannot go really wrong unless you know you have allergies. However, even allergies are coming from that same mucoid plaque. Always use your brain. I'm not a doctor. This is not, you know, something that maybe is not for everybody, but if overall you have diseases and all that, but you do not have like extreme allergies or whatever, um, maybe I do recommend a professional one if you're doubting, you know. But yeah, don't just go and do stuff. Make sure that you first read the article I just gave you, and research further with all the links that I put below as well. Read what these you know, all these supplements that I gave you do, research it. This is what I did, one by one. And slowly I find the Holy Grail, you know? And so it takes time. Let me see, it's time to do cleanse. Yeah, and also, you know, people that have diseases, they can get rid of arthritis, psoriasis, eczema. Another thing that comes from there. Well, they say it's and it inflammates with stress. So I had it here for the first time in my life. I had I think it was psoriasis kind of thing, and that was during the lockdown in the beginning. And I thought, oh, can't have that. So I took allicin, which is the pure substance that is within what you call it, garlic. You can find it allicin with double. Actually, let me write that down. And you can find it on Amazon. Allicin, although it also has now a different name that is called, I think it's called Alimax. So they don't do the vitamin C anymore in it, but that is actually the part which is really good. There is another site I need to share. I will put that in the link. Am I going to sneeze now? I'm sorry, we had rain and all that. So we go from warm weather to freaking cold. So yeah, cold. I need to take care of. Now it looks like I've been drunk. Anyway, so LEC is that I put on here. First, I put the silver, the nano silver on it, because, you know, it goes immediately in the skin. And then I put the LEC gel on it. It's the gel. And you've got also the pills, which is good for your lungs. When you have asthma, when you have bronchitis, all that stuff. I took it, 2 of them, and I slept for 20 hours straight. And when I woke up, I could breathe again. So yeah, that works. Now, anything else? Yeah, on top of that, I have this one, which is my water. And I use this, everybody knows the Brita. I use, well, on top of that, my water is clean as can be. You can see the difference and you taste the difference because it's much lighter. It's so easy to just, I was a terrible water drinker until I started cleaning out my water. So I just drink this easily, 2 liters a day, easy, because it's so light, the water. And on top of that, it has a filter inside, so filters it well, especially if you go outside and you go somewhere to visit, you don't have your water with you because I cannot bring the jars with me. So then I can at least use these filters in here. And you have them in different sizes. Brita has many different ones. And then you can buy the filters separately. But yeah, I like that. So that is the department's detox for now. Anything that will come up later that I research, obviously, I will always share it. Now, I see inflammatory. Yeah, well, everything that is actually inflamed within your body is very likely to come from the gut. So, you know, everything really comes from there. Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm so ADHD in that. I just go like, oh, butterfly. No, my mom was here. So she had this high blood pressure. Yeah. She had high cholesterol and her thingy. So she did it 3 days longer than I did, that detox. And her blood pressure is back low. She did. She measured every day in the morning and the evening, and she wrote it down. And we saw literally day by day her blood pressure going down and to the normal level. And so in August she will have a test for her cholesterol again. So I'm very curious how that's going. Plus, she shouldn't be there eating salt, and she loves fish. And our fish are quite salty. So yeah, you need to stay away from that. And I understand it's difficult because, I don't eat hardly any salt unless it's like, something that's already natural within there. Gee, I'm sorry. So, and she lost, I think, about 5 kilos, which is, how much was that? I don't know anymore how much that is in pound, but she did lose the weight. She's now back to a size she haven't had in years. I'm back to a size I haven't had since I was 30 years old. So with that said, you can see it works, and in a way, if you start researching it with whatever I put below and you watch the detox, it makes sense. It all makes sense, Now, any questions? How the heck can you afford all this? Well, it's not that difficult. Well, obviously, at the time when I did the colon cleanse, I did that because I had extra money, and so I could. But and I had the insurance. But overall, like this bottle of silver, that takes me at least 6 months before I finish. What? Even longer, maybe, till I finish that. So that's worth it. Now, I take my magnesium every day. I take a bit like that. This must be about 5 milliliters. So yeah, that goes a bit faster. But yeah, I don't care. I'd rather eat and fast 1-2 days extra and buy that than going without that. As for the Oxy-Powder, you do not need it every time. You only use it when you do your detox. So there is one with 60 capsules. There's one with 120. So you start with 4 and you go on for, I think, 5 days to a week. And you take, at a certain point, you're at 5 a day. So that's doable with 60 pills, and it's maintaining. After you've done the big work is maintaining. Another thing, yes, these, like the grains, the 4 grains, this is actually quite well, this is Bob's Best. It wasn't, I think it was 30 euros, which is about $35. But, it's actually, I haven't even opened it yet. That's me, because I had another one that it's really, really dark green. Let me see that. I put it in smoothies. I put it also in my slow juice after I'm done. You see, it's a powder. Dark is very, very dark green, although you don't see that here with the light. And it stinks like seaweed. It's not nice to eat, but it really does the trick. You can even put it just a spoon in water in the morning and just take that. Now, during a detox, you do not want to have sugars, obviously, and coffee. Yeah, unless, well, I did do the coffee last time with my detox in the morning. So, if you're already quite healthy, and that should be, it's just for maintenance, you can be a bit more flexible. What else do we have? Do people have any questions? No coffee, yeah. Has anyone used black seed oil? I haven't. Only thing I do, though, is when I do my slow juice, I always put linseed oil in it, but you can put actually black seed oil in it. It doesn't matter because it binds the vitamins within the body. So that's very, very important to take. I do it with my smoothies. I do it with every slow juice. I put always like, you know, little bit of linseed oil or black seed oil you can use. And make sure also your products are organic. You know, you do not want to have GMO stuff. Um, but yeah, you asked me how I can afford it. I have welfare. Uh, I mean, the last 10 days of the month, I'm without money every single time. But you know, there's no way I'm going to skip my magnesium because, okay, here's the thing: if I'm healthy, yeah, I may be poor, but if I'm healthy, then I don't need to go to a hospital and pay bills like an idiot, because you know we don't have that system anymore. Before we got into the EU, we have now our private uh, uh, insurance as well, like you guys have, and half of the stuff is not even covered. But then for medication, whatever, you still have to pay for yourself. We pay so much money here in Europe; it's ridiculous. Plus, we have the Green Deal going on, so we pay. Loads and loads of money here in Texas. We are also the highest paid country for the EU. So you can imagine our homelessness has doubled. But, you know, I think, Liz, if my health is good, you know, I'll survive. Well, unless they're going to give me a vaccine forced, but that's not going to happen. You know, I'd rather die first. But you know, it's very essential. Your health is more important, because even then you can still say, okay, I'm going to do a fast for 2 days if you don't have the money to eat. That's what I do, and it works, and it's healthy. You know, so I just combine it like that. But yeah, these specific supplements I always take. Plus, for example, the oregano oil. I mean, you only take 5 drops within a little bit of water. So this takes forever, you know. The same actually with the detoxidina, which is, oh, let me show that actually, now that I know how. Can you guys see it? This is from the company Global Healing something, Global Health Company. I think, and it's an American brand actually. Now the same, let me then also show this one again so you can see it. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Oxy-Powder. Very good stuff. You will hear your belly go blah, 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 like that. And this is actually, I think this is also American brand. Anyway, this is my omega 3. Actually, this one, my mom bought it for me, I have to say, because I could not afford it. So that's that, what I take. Now, what else do I have? Oh yeah, from that same brand, I have the Suntrax, which is the vitamin D, incredible good stuff. And it's just like a juice. You just put it like that in your mouth, under your tongue, and that's it. Now, let me see if I can show you my NanoSliver. Well, it's written in Dutch anyway, so it doesn't matter. I can show it to you, but it doesn't really make a difference. And that's it. So yeah, that's mainly what I take. Yeah, I live in the Netherlands. So, but yeah, most of these products are actually from America or the UK. I get a lot from the LEC. I get that from the UK. So I will put the link in below as well about that. Also, when you do these detoxes, you will see your eye colors change. You know, your eyes become more brighter. At the moment, I'm not looking that good because sleep deprivation and all that. And I do actually need a colon cleansing again, which I'm going to do by myself since I have it all at home already. So, you know, the stuff that you buy, it's not like you use it once and then it's over. So these herbs, you can, you know, they come in packages and all that. Beet powder. Well, I actually use beet myself. Like here we have the veggie store is right around the corner. You're in America, so it's different there. But we have, for example, they buy the local veggies, and and it's actually cheaper too than these big supermarkets. And this guy is great. I always ask him, is this the good stuff? And he says, yeah, that's the good stuff. So I use the beets, which is very good for a liver cleanse, and I just put it in the slow juicer, or in a smoothie. You can do that too, but I try to avoid the fibers as well during that detox week. So I only do it so I'm filled, because it is difficult for a week not to eat solid. Oh, that's great. So Whitehead is going to do a hydro, and he tells us how he's going to document how it feels. It's amazing. And really, the detox dude, he is showing you exactly what comes out when he does it. He does it online on camera. Obviously, you're not going to see his bum, but he's not ashamed whatsoever. And that's right, because you need to know what comes out of your body when what you do. We're going to talk about it and be all taboo about it, but at the end of the day, it's still your health, most important thing there is. So I don't care to talk about my stool or whatever. And you have to see it, because you need to know, what you're at. By the way, one kombucha is also a very good one. Those things you can take in between as well. I mean, even if you don't do a detox, all these kind of things, ginger, the usual stuff. But yeah, that's great. If people do it, please document it, and we might do an interview and just check out how you experienced it. Because let me tell you, if you did this, once you do this, you will find yourself like in a way that you can't even remember you ever could feel like that. It's so incredible. And you will see that all your pains will be gone. Actually, my mom had also pain in her knee, is also gone now. And she just did a week. She didn't even do the professional colon cleanse completely, So you can start somewhere, whatever you can afford. But like I said, the detox dude, he is using lots of household products as well. I think stuff like sodium something, baking soda. I use baking soda for everything, for cleaning my house, but also brushing my teeth. Baking soda. And I use toothpaste without fluoride in it. So, bye, Donald, you're leaving. Well, you can always watch the rest again. Now, where are we in time? Oh, wow. Been talking a lot, huh? So let's move on to the beauty part for a bit. Take pictures, yeah. Yeah, sodium bicarbonate. Yeah, that's it. And also clay, bentonite clay. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm very curious about it, because it seems to detox very well as too. And also you will notice your skin will change. You will look younger. You will look radiant after you've done all that, any good herbs for thinning hair? Well, the hair department, I think that might actually also be related to whatever is going on in your body. It's like a plant, yeah? So if your plant is not cared for well, you won't have nice leaves. I guess the same counts for hair. Now, obviously, I take a natural shampoo that is completely herbal or plant-based, nothing chemical in it. It doesn't foam, so it's not nice to do it under the shower, but it works. And you will see, as you can see, my hair is as thick as can be. It's natural. This is my hair, mine. Where am I gray? Well, here a bit. You see, that's my gray. But for the rest, I mean, this is all natural shampoos, and you can reverse it too. So check online for natural shampoos. Somebody actually shared, and I still have to check it out. Who was that? Mandy? Oh, sorry. Who was that again? Somebody. She's in the chat. Brandy. Yes, Brandy was it Brand? No, it was not Brandy, it was somebody else, who actually shared with me a brand from a friend of her that's also completely natural. Now, I haven't checked yet what it exactly is or whether it's makeup because, you know, and yeah, so that makeup creams, yeah. So I discovered a new cream, €8, and it takes forever. It's a hemp seed oil. Let me see if I can share that. Hemp seed oil moisturizer, very simple. Summer breeze, and you got another one which is sort of a natural perfume in it. Obviously, the letters you can read it here, and well, as long as I understand what's written on the back, it's good. It smells really nice and it moisturizes like crazy. So I love it. And then I have another one. It's a serum I use, which I like. What brand is it actually? I think it's from Spain. It's a green booster. Now, check this out. Let me see if I can show that. So you can read exactly what is in there. Can you? I think it's not sharp, is it? Let me actually read it for you so I can tell you what's in my serum. I can eat this. So what's in there is chlorophyll, hyaluronic acid, jojoba, lactic acid, spinach leaf, raspberry, resveratrol, and vitamin E. So, oh, it's made in Australia actually, but it actually smells like spinach. And I put it on my face as a serum, and then I put the cream on top, and that's it. You know, and I have one cream for everything. I don't have a night cream, day cream, eye cream. I mean, I think that's all nonsense to do. Now, what else do I have? Yeah, deodorant. Well, I hardly use it because I don't really need it. But if I do use one, it's a crystal, you know, it's like that. Wait, it's just a crystal stone. You just put it under the water, and that's your, and it never ends really. It's with salts in it as well. Anyway, it keeps your pH from the skin neutral, and then you can, you know, if your skin is in a neutral pH, it cleanses itself. That's how it works. What do I use for my facelift? I haven't done it for a week, and you can see it immediately. You see, my eye is starting to sag because this eye is always particular. However, this is my thingy I use. It's the new face. However, I'm going to tell you a secret here. You need a gel primer with it. Gosh, the light. A gel primer, because obviously it needs to conduct to your muscles. It's all electricity. Now, and then you put it on, and you can just put it on several, you can put it higher and lower. Trust me, if it starts stinging like hell, it needs to go lower. Anyway, you put it on the muscles, so it lifts these muscles going up. Now, how much costs this thing in a shop? Here's the shocker, €500. That is ridiculous. So what did I do? Obviously, I went to a China shop where they actually make it, because everything in Europe is made in China, as most of the stuff is made in China from the US, and I bought it for €50, and I even registered it with the original company because it is from the original company. The only thing they cannot do is write it down as such, because then they get caught, etc. So yeah, is that thievery? Maybe, but I don't care. And so I'm going to put the link of that in the description. I haven't done that yet, but the particular one where I bought it. And I know they still have it because many people bought it there. Because if you can save yourself €450 when you don't have it, then why not? And yes, we shouldn't be promoting the China thing, but as long as all products are made in China anyway, we might as well skip, you know, the one in between. That's a bit my opinion, sort of. And also, I just don't have the money. So, yeah. What else we have? Yeah. Oh, there's another thing I've got that I bought in that same shop. It's called AliExpress. Is this one? It's plated with 24 karat gold. Cost me 10 euros, and it has crystals. And you put it on. Yes, batteries. Gotta love my battery. But however, what does this do? It actually drains all the toxins towards your lymph nodes. So and you get radiant skin. Really great. And it's really nice. And you just do it soft, you don't press. And with the crystals, you can actually do pressure points like here and there and on top of your eyebrow. So that's what I do too. And you need an oil, so it's a bit slippery, right? So that's another thing. Yeah, the new face is terribly expensive, but this one, you can get 3 attachments. Yeah, the attachment. I don't have the attachment. I don't use the attachment. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, forgot about that. So you've got this, which is for the face, yeah? But then you got another attachment with 2 like pens that you can use for your eyes and maybe your lips. But I use this one equally for that. So what I do is, hang on, there. And you charge it with USB. There you go. So I just put it like that. Always the 2 points need to be connected. And I put it on my eyes like that. So really, you don't need the pieces with it. It works equally well. Mine was 52 euros, I think. And I think it's now even cheaper. And it's still available in the shop where I bought it. So I will put the link in that after I've done the live show. Oh yeah, another thing I use is the Derma Roller, obviously, which I do myself. I do use a numbing cream because I hate pain. And you just get a good serum and you use the numbing cream first, so your whole face is numb. And as you can see, there are needles in here, very small needles. Let me see if you can see that. It's not sharp, is it? No, you cannot see them. They're so small. Anyway, these are 0.5 millimeters. Then there is one from 1 millimeter, which I use for my face. What you do is you roll it. You can find all sorts of tutorials, by the way, from all the devices that I've got here. So this is called the new face. Look it up. You'll have different devices now too, but then you pay the full price. So I could only find this one in the cheap version. So this is the Energy Beauty Bar, the golden one. And then this is the Derma Rolling. Now, with the Derma Rolling, you have lots of tutorials for that as well. And hang on, because again, my camera is not sharp. There we go. And you can, what you do, what this does is it stimulates collagen into your skin. So the needles go in the skin. So you go like that, that, and that. And then you put the serum on it. It goes in. Does it hurt after the, what's it called? The numbing cream is over? Yeah, a bit, but keep it hydrated. Use oils, serums, whatever. And in 24, don't use makeup and all that crap. No, 24 hours and you're good to go. And you will notice in 2 weeks, your skin becomes much tighter, pores are closing again. And, collagen is being stimulated. So also fine lines disappear. So that's also what I use. I haven't actually used it a lot. So, but then I don't have extensive lines, but if you do, then you want to use that. Also, if you take a bigger one, scars, you can, if you do it once a month, you can actually get scars away from that. Now, obviously, this is a lot what you see, so you might think that I'm really rich, but remember, I purchased all this over the years, so not all at once. Also because a little bit by little bit, I discovered stuff, and so, and once you have it, you have it. So that's good. And what else we have? Actually, Dermaroller is also used for people that get bald or, for example, have for hair growth. They use it. So you can actually, so people, men or whatever that are bald, they use the Derma Rolling, and it will stimulate again the skin and the hair follicles, it's called. And so hair grows back again as well. So you might want to use that if that's the case for you. So Derma Rolling, check it out, look it up. Derma Roller. I write it actually down in case I'm not even Derma Rolling or Derma Roller. And now, usually women use it a lot, but men use it mainly for hair loss, and it seems to work. So check out if you want to look that up. And I buy my own, make sure that nobody uses it, because it's needles, it goes in your own skin. You do not want to have other people using it. It's just like men with their shaving stuff. You can never touch that. Well, that you cannot touch either. And yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, the gel, I have it, but actually it's empty now, and I don't have money to buy a new one. So what do? I use aloe vera gel. So, and I thin it with a bit of water, and then so because it's always sticky and thick, don't like that. But I use water within it, because otherwise it goes too fast in the skin, and then you need to keep applying that stuff, because you need a conductor in order to use it. Actually, I know men that use it. Well, because I was in modeling, I still have friends that models and all that, and they are my age now, and they're like, "Oh, what can I do?" And so I tell them, buy it, and they do. And actually, my friend, he was one of the highest paid models in the world in the 90s. Not going to say his name, but he uses it too now, and because he was doing all the injectable stuff, and yeah, that's never a good thing to do. Son of Green Card wants to grow a full beard. You can always try. Also, yeah, scars. It works great for scars. Yeah, you can, scars vanish with it as well. But yeah, you need to be consistent with these things. By the way, who said that? Hyperbaric chamber. Whitehead talked about that this week. It's so funny how synchronicities work, huh? So I had hyperbaric chamber in rehab. Actually, everybody had it, because it restores also your brain, tissue, scars. It's amazing. I've seen the biggest scars vanishing with a hyperbaric chamber. Now, in rehab, they had their own hyperbaric chamber, and you could go there in every day if you wanted. So I went only once, and I wanted to get out within no time, because I'm claustrophobic. So, and I was there alone with 3 people. So, and still I want to get out, but it takes a long time before you can get out, because they need to decompress first. And that made me scared, because the fact that I couldn't get out just, yeah, freaked me out. So, yeah, I only been there in once, but I've seen the results with other people, scars completely vanishing, your whole tissue, cells, everything in your body restores with oxygen. So that's another thing. It's probably not cheap to do it, but if you do have the money, that is a very good option to really have a good therapy. However, like with everything, and this is another reason why I want to start my website, and hopefully we can get people that are good with this stuff, so we can make it affordable for people that actually really need it. Um, so that's and also all other kinds of therapy. There is lymphatic massages. There is all sorts of things. I've done lymph massages in Bali in 2016 when I went there. That was the time when I still had some money, and so I had a lot of therapies over there. I did theta healing. I did. I did regression hypnotherapy as well. I did all sorts of shamanic healings, and I had a lot of massage, and it cost nothing over there. So if you're an Aussie, you're very lucky that you live next to Bali, because these people go there like it costs nothing. But that's because it's next door for them, and for us, it's a ticket that is expensive. Being there costs nothing. It's like Thailand, probably. Okay, so yeah, H2o2 therapy is another thing. I've never done it or looked extensively in it, but I have heard a lot of good stuff about that too. I might actually going to research some more modalities so I can explain about it. And but I will never explain about stuff that I haven't tried myself, because otherwise, I don't want to have take a risk in these things. And besides, we're all different, but the whole plaque thing is something that is for all of us the same thing. Everybody has it. It starts already since you were a child. This is why I need to be so careful what you eat, and or do these cleanses. So that's the other side of the coin. Any questions left? Because I think I'm actually through it now. I've got 25 minutes left. I put the links, almost all the links below. So I'm missing my the what's it called, the new face device. I will put in what else is there? Did I miss something that I still have to put in the description that's not there? Well, I will put more stuff in there. Also, the LEC. I found a website that explains everything what this LEC does, and it's amazing. Forgot to put it in there, so I've got a whole list of stuff to put there. Yeah. White had put a link there, and there are so many in that link, specifically the gut bacteria and your emotions. There are many other links below linked again to what, but it's very scientific, and from there on you go more scientific. If you like that stuff, great, help me out, because I'm researching some that is connected to the vagus nerve and the heart, what's it called, whatever, in between the heartbeats. And this is nice where I need Whitehead, because this was his job, so I need his expertise there, and we might actually do a show about it once we figured it out. So yeah, that's interesting, because I think this might actually be some kind of a holy grail to cure a lot of mental diseases as well. So yeah, that's important. Anyone know how all this works with autoimmune diseases and heart disease as well? Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I do believe that also the autoimmune diseases may actually stem from that gut thing. I actually, you can't go wrong there. So from there on, you go on and see whatever else works and what actually is improved after that. So, you might want to do that. Can aloe vera be used with the new face? New face, it's NU. Actually, let me write it down. It's so you can already look it up. New face. It's written like that. Well, I do it, yeah, because all you need is a conductor. So this gel, all it is really is just a conductor between the electricity that comes from here and the skin. So, and then it will hit the muscle. So that's how you train the muscle. So you will also find if you put it on a certain point, it goes like zzz, 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 like that. So yeah, I use aloe vera with water, thinned out with water, as a substitute for this tube here, which is overpriced too. So or I heard also somebody using coconut oil as a conductor. I don't know, really. I tried it. It didn't, actually, it hurt for me a bit. So it all depends. If you have a more sensitive skin or whatever, all you need is a conductor, really. But if you put water on, that will immediately vaporize, right? So then you have to keep putting it on constantly. So that doesn't work. You need something that is, like a gel kind of with water based gel. So this is why maybe, nah, I thought maybe Vaseline, but I don't think so. Well, you can always try. As long as it's conductor, it's fine. And it's not something toxic for your skin, obviously. Yeah, Neo, everything is already in the description now, except for the ones that I just mentioned. So all these links that White Hat is dropping are already in the description. So you can find it. I even put yeah, ultrasound gel. That's a good one. I could, yeah, that's another. Ultrasound gel is great as a conductor because that's what they use as well for ultrasound. So, good one. Never thought of that to use that. I'm going to buy that, so I don't need to buy an over expensive gel. That's a good one. Actually, let me make a screenshot of that. So I've got it. Okay, so yeah. Any questions left? Thank you so much for getting us all started. Yes, very important this, Jeannie. And I'm just glad if people can already self-help them in that way. You will see your emotions are less out of the roof. You are able to cope already a lot easier with stress situations as well. And you might actually get off certain medication because you notice that you're already good. And after that, we can continue with the healing process of the psychological things, because obviously our head is still messing with us sometimes, and traumas or whatever. But and we need to learn new belief systems and new ways of handling ourselves. And so it's not all in the gut, let's say. I mean, for me, being phobic. Oh, here's another thing. uh, so when I did the colon cleanse, my anxiety was reduced already significantly. Now I discovered that because I did isolate like a hermit, I discovered this morning while reading that whole scientific stuff that I was reading, that it is also linked to actually um, getting even more anxiety due to that. Well, I still have to go into that, so I can explain it, but then, that wouldn't be right. However, I noticed that ever since I started my YouTube channel, my anxiety has lowered with 50%, which is amazing. And that has all to do with social contacts. And that's why I spent my morning 6 hours long reading and about this stuff. But let me dig deeper in there together with White Hat, because he's got the skills for a part that I need, and let's see what we can do with that, because it explains so much in combination with what's going on in the gut. And don't let other people tell you different, and research. Don't believe anything I say either. However, I can only speak from experience. Yes, you do. You lower my anxiety. That too. So true. Everybody, actually. Where do I buy the NanoSliver? Okay, so you can check out online different ones, but just be sure that you have a good one. You want to have the nano particles as small as possible. They are controversial. One says no, it's about the quantity. No, it's not. If you just dump one bunk of silver in water, will that help in your skin? No, it won't. The smaller the particles, the more they will be absorbed everywhere in the body, even the DNA. So in this case, for the silver, it is as an antibiotic, yeah? But the golden one, for example, is for brain hormones, for, what was it again, that makes you feel good? Not serotonin, another one. So that works for that. But also DNA and gold. Then you've got one with platinum. And on the website that I share also in the bottom description, there is the website. It's Dutch, but you can have it translated in English, and you can read all the benefits of each and every nano product. In the meantime, I will contact them and see if they do want to sponsor me so they can ship to America as well. Let's hope so. For them, good. For us, good, because it's for our health. I swear by it. And I don't even care of making money on it because, I just wish that everybody could access that stuff. And you need to also know which ones are trustworthy because I've seen many, quacks around that, yeah, might sell their stuff. And I thought, well, it doesn't do anything for me. So, yeah, you might want to check that out. Hey, Whitehead, are you still going live today? Or even, I didn't even ask. Actually, because that would be nice to know. We do have an amazing community, Rook. We do. And, with all the skills we have combined together, we can do so much for our health without spending overly much because, I didn't have all that money either, So if I manage, then why not? Okay, so Whitehead is not going to go live. What day is it actually? Oh no, Pink Patriot Hour is after this. Right. Forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah, Pink Patriot Hour is live every Wednesday after me. So at 9 o'clock. So make sure to go there afterwards. See what guest she has. I can't remember. Is Steven in here still? He knows. I forgot to check it out. Anyway, actually, maybe somebody wants to share the link, Pink Patriot Hour. So you can find it there. I still have 50 minutes. Yeah, grounding, very important. Praying Medic does great job as well with his, way of healing. Oh, the Brooklyn way. You shared with me that brand from your friend in New York that is completely natural, I believe. Maybe you can put that link also again in the description so people can check it out because obviously I don't live in America. So for people that want natural products, might want to check that out. And then I can put it in the description below again. Yes, Surreal Skincare. Maybe you can put the link in there so then I can save it for, actually I did save it already, so I will put it in the description as well and check it out because she says it's completely natural. And if they have shampoos and stuff, because I hear many people saying, oh, we don't have all that in America. Well, I don't believe so. I believe you've got it, you just need to know where to find it. And also it might be a bit more expensive, but you also, it takes you use it a lot longer than you would normal shampoos. Oh yeah, this cleanse helps with bloating and fatigue a lot. Actually, fatigue, here it goes, fatigue and tiredness and all that comes from also the gut. This is when you have this plaque, this is where, this is another difference I've noticed is that I wasn't that tired anymore. I was like permanently tired. And now, obviously, because I live in these weird hours, but, and so that has another cost. But yes, it definitely works against, but also insomnia. It's amazing what it does. Seriously, I'm so curious for whoever is going to do it, how they feel about it and how they find themselves, because seriously, it's the best thing that I ever came across. And I thought, I'm just going to try it. I didn't even know everything that I just told you. I just found it out all after I've done it, but it all made sense. You get a lot of energy from it. Yes. Yes. And especially if after that you do a good detox as well, on top of that, like orally, you know, or combine the two, but that might be a bit too heavy if you do it the first time. And after that, you can do also a detox of heavy metals, you know, so all the stuff that comes falling from the sky, what is in our foods, and, you know, all that stuff that is so toxic, that is also in vaccines, by the way, you know, we do not want to have that in our bodies. So it's also actually in farmed fish a lot. This is why I do not want to eat farmed fish, you know. I want just fresh sea fish, not, you know, grown, maintain like salmon. Salmon is full of the farmed salmon. You can see the difference in color. It's a complete different fish if it's farmed. So that one is full with mercury and all that stuff. We do not want to have that in our bodies, you know. So you can do and also if you do like the detox, for example, it all depends which juices you make, because if you make, for example, a slow juice with lots of beets, you know, that will actually cleanse the liver. And so that's another thing. I combine my detox week of parasites with the juices that actually also combat or cleanse certain organs. So that is a great way to combine it, and you get a boatload of energy. So yeah, I hope that was a lot. It's a lot of information, but you can always watch it back. Yeah, I had, well, Brooklyn girl there, you definitely have. Well, you know, if 80% of the people have it, I dare to say that 90% of people have this, unless you've been extremely healthy your whole life, then probably it is, you know, but nobody is extremely healthy their whole lives, because it starts as a child already, you know, French fries, burgers, meat, dairy, all these products, we all eat them, don't we? So yeah, you don't want to know what's in your gut. There can be even what you call them, slugs, little slugs with their houses on top of it. Even those are in there, you know. They're within this plaque as well. I've seen it all. I've seen it all because I watched a lot of videos. I watched lots of stuff. I read about it, and so yeah. Um, let me see. If I do this, will I look like you? Probably. You still have to dye your hair red, put colored lenses in maybe if you have no, if you don't have brown eyes. But no, but really, I mean, seriously, this is and maybe you don't want to look like me. You want to look like yourself, because you're going to look so radiant and beautiful. And you know, it's yeah, it's all that. KB, oh, that's correct. Yes, only Blue Ranches can post links. That's true. And I just asked Brooklyn girl, let me see if I can find the link that she shared with me from that. Where did I put it though? Hang on. I see another link here that maybe I want to. Yeah, no, I don't want to share that because it's not very relevant. I did save that link. I just can't remember where. Mm, Let me see. One more try here. Oh, wait, I can write it down. What was it? Surreal. Wait. Brooklyn girl, can you tell me again? Oh, you got it already. Yeah, skincare. Yeah, you got it. Thank you. Thank you, Whitehead. So I don't have to search for it. We will put that below in the description as well for people that watch later. Now, Yeah, still, we're going to do this website. If you want to donate, you're welcome. Please do so. It's also in the description for those that watch later, because, you know, we all need healing here. And you know, what if we can find somebody, actually, let me do a shout out to somebody that is doing colon cleanse or knows somebody is doing colon cleanse. Maybe there is somebody that wants to participate in that wherever you live. It doesn't matter because we've got viewers from all over, you know, and maybe give a discount or whatever that can help out. So hereby, people that do colon cleanses or, you know, have anything to do in this industry that is alternative healing, please leave a message or send me an email. It's in the about section, or find me on Twitter, whatever, you know, let me know, because if you want to participate in the website that I want to put up, you know, it will be great for people to learn about. And well, in that way you have clients, but at the same time we do not want to have it over expensive as it already is. Now I know these machines are not cheap, so obviously, you know, it's not like feedback therapy or whatever. It's a machine they need. So do we have a name for the website of? Oh, you mean the website I'm going to make? No, I don't yet. I mean, I literally have to get enough donations to actually start it up. I need to find somebody who's going to make it for us, which I will ask Bree, but I know she's really, really busy. But yeah, that wouldn't be a problem, finding somebody that can set it up. Then I want to, you know, make a plan, and need to brainstorm about this actually. So yeah. I will get to that. But I've been a bit busy this week myself and doing research for all this. So yeah, I need a bit of time to do that. Yeah, so I've got 4 minutes left here. Was it You Love by the Moon? Hi, lovely Love by the Moon. I did an interview with her. Yeah, you did see my before and after picture. Not gonna share it. It's horrible. I was really, really fat, and I had huge boobs, and I was like, oh, well, maybe one day I will. I don't know. I have to think about it if I want to share that. Actually, quite embarrassed too. But if you see me there, I will. I definitely look 10 years younger now if I would be 40. When I was when I was 40. Do I say that right? So yeah, definitely all due to this. Me too, love. I'm gonna miss you. I need to catch up with you and your pregnant daughter, how she is, if everything is fine. I hope so. Because Love by the Moon is going to be a grandmother again, or the first time. I can't remember. Yeah, I hope you guys found this interesting. Um, and I hope you all had a lot of help with the information that I gave. And I think it's a good start. Everything is below, so you can look it up. If you do have any questions, just drop it in the comments. I will always read it. And if you're new here, please subscribe and like the video. And stick around, because you know I'm going to share a lot more about healing every Wednesday. And yeah, so we have that. And on Monday I have things that I share regarding the Great Awakening. So there can be always something different. It can be also interviews. You know, and eventually if people actually it demands more of my time regarding healing and health stuff, then I will just, you know, put in an extra hour for that as well. So that's no problem. So yeah, I want to thank all my mods, and I want to thank White Hat and Rook and Patricia and Neo and everybody actually that is here for all your help, the Brooklyn Way as well, for your, you know, link. And yeah, I just hope I made you all a bit happy. Well, you still have to start, but please, 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 anybody that is not in the chat and that will check it out later and that will have done the colon cleanse, please share your experience, even a before and after picture, whatever, because it would be great, because it stimulates people as well to start with it too. Check out the Detox dudes. That guy really, he is great with his tips, and he also is American, so he uses a lot of all these products that you have in America, and therefore it's easier to access as well. So I'm going to leave you all, and I'm going to check out the Pink Patriot Hour. Also, last thing that I forgot to tell, I did my recording yesterday with Nicole from Enlighten Up. We had a great, great conversation. It will come out next Tuesday. And after that, I will also put it on my channel so you can check it out. Actually, it's my story more, like a part of my story, let's say. And it was really, really interesting conversation. Even tears flew. Well, not mine, but hers. Anyway, so love you a lot, all of you. Take care of yourself. Stay in the fight, and let's get all cleaned up here. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Bye all. Peace out.